Time for my morning run, and it's raining outside. Ugh. It didn't rain. I made the call not to wear a rain jacket because of the weather changed, and I'm so happy I didn't, because I'd be sweating like crazy right now. I'm out for a 10k run. This 10k's will mark, once finished, 200 kilometers of running for me this month. Man, it's amazing what you put your mind to, what you can achieve. Speaking of which, yesterday I was able to close a deal that billed $8,500, potentially $9,500. I'll know this morning, which takes us up to our target. We're about 5k to go today. I have a whole day to chase out a 5k target. I love running around here. This is a international stadium just in the backyard, about a kilometer from my house, and I run the loop around here. I'm in Gate G, Gate God, and I just want to share something really quickly. Training for me is such an important part of my life. It's been an important part of my life, especially in this later season. There was parts of my life where I wasn't training, and it's just been confirmed and constantly revealed to me that whenever I'm in a season that's challenging, my body, my spirit, my soul goes first towards training. And I've been training at this level for a while because there's breakthrough that I'm seeking. There's a new covenant that I've agreed to with God. And I know for a fact, in order for me to walk that new covenant, I have to be a different person, a different man, a different father. My body has to be different. My spirit has to be different. I have to read the word more and more and more. Not just read it, become it. It needs to become my playbook. I heard someone say yesterday that the Bible is his playbook, his marriage playbook, his playbook he goes to for his friends, for his finances, for his training. And it's funny because last night I was reading to my sons before bed, and we were in the book of Daniel. And it was when King Cyrus, at the end, Daniel was a lot older, got touched by God. And he basically felt like he had to send them back to Jerusalem. And the people that he sent back, there was one condition. They had to be physically able and fit, right? Because they had to rebuild the walls and rebuild the whole city. But the men that weren't physically able and fit couldn't go. You know, Daniel was old, so obviously he couldn't go. But that tells you something. Imagine the calling comes to go back to the homeland to rebuild Jerusalem, and you weren't physically able or fit. Yeah, you were of age, you weren't old, but you were unable to. You weren't chosen. Training to me is glorifying God in this temple. It's 8:47 a.m. I'm heading to the office now. This is the latest I've headed to the office this week. Well, probably in a long time, because even if I work on a Friday, I'm there early. Man, listening to Dan Romer again on a podcast, so much was revealed. There was one thing they said about how an isolated sheep gets targeted by a wolf. And it makes sense. Just talking about not being part of a community and a church and, you know, groups of, you know, believers. You have to be around them all the time. It's such a season for me in words being revealed in Revelations that I'm so excited for this next season. And there was another thing he said. He said that it's almost as if when you proclaim your mission and it's aligned to the kingdom, don't be surprised if the enemy comes to try to stop you. Duh. I only share that because there's so many challenges that I'm facing, but I've always faced them. But there's different challenges I'm facing right now. And I'm excited to face them because these are different mountains I'm climbing and conquering. These are different. These are covenantal mountains that I'm climbing. Final day of that 20k target, 8,500, 11,500. So I think the target right now, I need to get to the office to see what's left, is about $6,000. A whole day left. Yeah. Ready? Go. One of the most exciting things happening here at Shore Boxing is the announcement of our Pathway program. We've partnered with Doveton Boxing in Melbourne, creating amazing opportunities for our members to get the international exposure.
Yeah, so Shore Boxing will be taking over 5 competitors from New Zealand in conjunction with Huni United. That's not the name.
Bro, how did you get to Huni United? Oh, that's Team Huni.
It's called Team Huni United. Fuck!
What is this? Hooney United.
Team Hootie United Boxing. Oh my gosh.
Hooney United. Okay. Oh. Go on. Sunday morning, out for my morning run. It is cold. It's probably about 2 or 3 degrees right now, which is really cold in Auckland. This is the coldest I've ran since I started running. My hands are frozen. It's Sunday. My target, I will know tomorrow when I get back to work if I reached my 20k target after we reconcile Friday. But today's about time with family, time with God, and resetting for the week. Morning. You can't see this, but I have the sun on that side and the moon on that side. I'm literally running between 2 celestial heavenly beings that God created, a greater light to rule the day and a lesser light to rule the night, which is still around. Your shift's done, moon, go home.
Good morning, church. So good to have you all here this morning.
Monday. That's actually my second cup of coffee, so it doesn't hit like the first cup of coffee. I've reconciled last week and I have looked at where I ended up with my 20k target, and unfortunately I failed to reach my 20k target. I ended up on $15,100. There was 4 total deals signed last week. They were all pretty much signed in the second half of last week, and there was many challenges that last week I had to overcome, but no excuses. I didn't have the right pipeline. I didn't have the right amount of effort and work to put into last week to warrant a 20k outcome, and that's a wake-up call. Now, how does this make me feel? It makes me feel motivated because I hate failing. I don't like not overcoming challenges, and it's important for me to lead from the front. And a good friend of mine actually said that you learn more from winning than you do from losing, because there's that saying that you learn so much from losing. And the truth is, I kind of agree with him, because the lessons and losses only become real lessons once you win again. Bear with that, sit with that, right? Like if you can't constantly lose and lose and lose and lose, are you actually learning anything? But if you overcome that loss through the learnings you have, the winning is the part that actually triggers the learning from the losses, right? So today, it being Monday, my favorite day of the week, I have a fresh 5 days. I have a fresh, healthy body. Thank you, Lord. Right, I feel great. I am putting down another 20k target, and I am not going to let this one slide. I'm not going to go back-to-back weeks missing target. I'm going to start August in a way that's going to spearhead the month, right? And I'm going to lead from the front. 20k again this week, going to be smashed.